It's time for a special birthday edition of Taste of Nashville. That's right, the Omni Nashville is celebrating its 10th birthday, and we are here to party. Featured on today's program will be CEO and President of the Nashville Predators, Sean Henry, President and CEO of Event Logistics, Inc., Courtney McGee, Colonel Middleton, President and CEO of the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation, Dina Ivey, President and CEO of the Nashville Downtown Partnership, Tom Turner, CEO and President of the Music City Center, Charles Starks, and Director of Sales and Marketing for the Omni Hotel, Todd Rottermel. And now, here are your hosts, Devon O'Day and John Dwyer. Oh, that's me.
Welcome in, everybody. I'm Devon O'Day.
And I'm John Dwyer. Welcome to another edition of Taste of Nashville, a walk down memory lane, albeit just 10 years.
Happy birthday to the Omni.
Happy birthday to the Omni.
Happy birthday to the Omni. And we've got lots of guests who were there.
Yes, we do. We have one who was there even before maybe ground was broken. So this is going to be really exciting the next few minutes.
You know, when you talk about the Omni, events are just paramount. All the events. And from Event Logistics, we have a very special guest today. Courtney McGee, how are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good. We're doing great. And you're doing great because you have so much wealth of knowledge and stories and trivia about this piece of land and the memories that it has created with all the events. Take us back to, you were just speaking right before we went live on air about really what this area, what the pieces of dirt underneath this mean to you.
It means a lot, and it has helped our business, and it has helped the city considerably. Todd and I have been friends forever. I won't tell you how long. And we signed contracts with him from 10 years ago all the way through now 2030 for one specific client. And he was very instrumental in helping us figure out for a client that it's never been able to really afford downtown Nashville that they were ahead of schedule, and he came to me and he said, "Hey, are you interested in taking a gamble?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." So this client was able to be the very first client that ever hosted a meeting in the Omni. So we were at the loading dock waiting for Todd to get the occupancy permit in his hand. Front of the hotel in the driveway, they were cutting the ribbon and doing the grand opening. He came back and said, "I've got it," and we moved in, and the rest was history. And that client has come back a second time. So Omni is very, very key to the growth of downtown Nashville and the convention business. We're very pleased that they're here.
What's the biggest event that you could have at the Omni?
Oh, you can have thousands. The ballroom of the Omni is the largest ballroom downtown. And so that catapulted it into, being a complete destination where you can do everything in-house. So you can have upwards of, a couple of thousand people just in the Broadway ballroom. Then you combine it with the pre-function space and the Legends Ballroom, and it's wonderful.
That begs the question because you are in the event business, selling the hotel rooms, of course, with the Omni and so forth. But, connected or thereabouts would be the $600 million convention center that opened not soon after. Is that has to be a complement? Is that competition? I don't know. I mean, in terms of
no, it's a complement. So
yeah, I would think so.
Omni is 9 times out of 10 our headquarters hotel. And we do meal functions and meeting functions here along with events. And we have meetings at, for that same client at the Music City Center. So the combination of the two is amazing. And having Fifth Avenue that has no curbs. It's a curbless street. Representative John Lewis Way now.
Yeah, right.
So you have to be careful when you're crossing the street because sometimes people don't realize that it is a street, so you have to look both ways. But being able to close that, have the Omni be able to cater your events out there is a wonderful resource for customers that we're able to bring here.
Wow. Okay. Your 10th birthday. Do you remember your 10th birthday or thereabouts?
I kind of do.
What? Yeah, I know. It was a special time.
Yeah.
10th birthday. What did you do at your 10th birthday?
My mom made this probably horrible cake. It was a hoop skirt and a Barbie doll was stuck down in the middle of it.
I remember the Barbie doll cake, yes.
So that was the 10th birthday. But my birthday's in June, so I never was able to really have friends, so it was more of a family thing. So, but yeah, Barbie doll cakes.
You know, the 10th birthday are always so special. It's always so special. So 10 years ago, the Omni comes in. Did you realize your part in the Omni, that you would be partners to this day?
Well, I hoped that we would, because I knew that it was going to be so important to our business. And the sales team here was one gentleman, and our office was at the corner of 2nd and Broadway at the time. He was housed in the Pinnacle building, so our office was his office. The company cafeteria was, in the Pinnacle building. So we just rekindled the friendship from years ago, and have been going ever since. So I knew I couldn't come today if I hadn't signed the 2-year contract that they had given me. We just got it submitted yesterday, so I so happy that the Omni's here, and wish them the best in another 100 years.
So when people think about, as we wrap up, about having events here, whether it's 10 people or 2,000 people, they may say, wow, they are up here, I'm doing this. What would be the pitch to people watching this, learning about this business, that you can make it a first-class event and have repeat business?
This is a perfect size hotel for any size group, because they have a fixed boardroom, so high-end board, meetings can be held here. Small social events, large corporate meetings. The meeting space is very versatile, and the food and beverage team is top-notch. So you can do anything at the Omni.
I agree. They made a birthday cake. We're going to be showing you some pictures of that. It's unbelievable. And the food here is spectacular. Their event food, unlike any place else you can go.
It's good.
Well, we're just going to unpack the big tourism bubble coming up on this show, too. It's a birthday party.
10 years celebrating the Omni here in downtown Nashville. Taste of Nashville. Devon, John, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
I love this thing.
All right, the party continues after this.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Beginning January 1, Delta Dental of Tennessee is introducing enhanced benefits for persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
It'll include extra cleaning times for people with special needs, extra time for exams. More importantly, we will create a training program that any dentist office in the state can go online and pick that up.
At Delta Dental, we believe that the quality of oral health care should be accessible and inclusive for all.
At Chapels, we pride ourselves on offering a wide variety of the freshest fruits and vegetables, handpicked just for you. We have a wide selection of the freshest, highest quality meats that will leave your taste buds craving more. Our friendly staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. We believe in treating every customer like family, because at Chapels, your family is our family. We've been locally owned and operated for over 60 years. You can visit any of our Chapels locations in Dixon, White Bluff, McEwen, and Centerville.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, yeah, and welcome back to Taste of Nashville.
That's right, and this is really your purview, because do you remember when the Predators, it was everything was Predators, and we're going, is hockey going to work in Nashville?
Well, that was one of the things. You can blame Wayne Gretzky, really, when he went to the LA Kings and brought to southern markets and so forth. I have a trivia question I'm going to ask our guest as we get going. There were 3 finalists names for the Nashville franchise, and I'm wondering if he knows what those were. So we're going to
I
dig
don't even
deep.
know what those were.
Well, that's,
goodness.
I'm just not a pretty, well, I'm not even a pretty face anymore. 10 years ago when this place was built, which is why we have all the happy birthday garb.
Yes.
10 years for Omni Hotel. Okay, all right, is that how we're going to do this?
This is exactly how we're going to do this.
Okay, game on, girl. Anyway, Sean Henry, Nashville Predators, President, CEO, joins us. Sean, thank you for your time.
Oh, thanks for being here. I love the party and love to be included.
We're so glad that you're here. You know what? And I'm a non-sports person, but I love what the Predators do. I have more fun. You guys, make it a party every single game?
Well, Barry Trotz, our new GM, obviously original coach, always says we play hockey. We don't work hockey, but it is. It's something you play, something you have fun with. So I'm glad you said that.
Oh, it's so much fun. And you do have the best mascot in the whole world of sports.
That we do, and it comes from the best name, despite the other two finalists.
That's right. So the Nashville Predators, born back here the first season. The expansion draft was 1998 in Buffalo, New York. I happened to be there covering it for the ABC station here. Barry Trotz, the coach, now general manager, says to me quietly before the expansion draft, taking Tom Fitzgerald and Dunham, the goalie. Mike Dunham. Thank you.
Yes,
very
I'm
much.
just going to come up with those
Amazing how
names
you
right
said
off
that.
the top.
He said, John, I'm not going to be here when we get into the playoffs. I understand my role. I'm a developmental coach. And of course, you can laugh about that, Sean, because he did, in fact, get them to the playoff many times. And let's just speak about this, the continuity of going from one general manager, David Poyle, a Hall of Famer, to a coach who now is coming back with one of his originals, Andrew Burnett. It's just, if continuity means championships, you have the right DNA.
Well, I think we do. And when you look at really nice transitions, when we went from Tom Seeger as chairman to Herb Fritsch to soon to be Bill Haslam, was all planned. From Jeff Cogan to myself as CEO was planned. We both got hired. And about 4 years ago, we started working with David Poyle on, okay, when will your last season be? What do we need to do as an organization to get us ready for that transition? And the last part was, who was it going to be? We were both hopeful who it was going to be, but Barry was in the middle of winning a Stanley Cup in Washington. Then he went on to New York. We thought, well, he's going to coach until he has the all-time win record. And he finished, I think he's third right now, all-time wins as a coach. So we didn't even think that was a possibility. And then he called us that September after the Islanders let him go and said, I would really love to be a GM for one team only. And if I could be considered, there's something I'd love to do. It would be, bookend to his career. But then all the other stories come alive too. As you said, Tom Fitzgerald, first guy drafted. He's a GM now in New Jersey. Andrew Burnett, the first man to score our goal, who Barry discovered in junior hockey 35 years ago, is now our head coach. So it's worked out pretty well.
Well, let's talk about the Omni and the relationship with all the things downtown. Another one of my stories I did at Channel 2 is the backside of the arena. When the arena was being built in 96 and then opened later that year and had U.S. figure skating and a Don King boxing match and all that. We don't have enough time for those stories. But the backside was thought to be somewhat neglected. This has been a crown jewel for fans, for teams. Just speak of this 10 years celebrating the Omni Hotel being on not really your backside. I don't think of the arena having a front or back door anymore, right?
Well, it no longer has a back door because of the Omni. Right. They truly changed the geography of the building. It used to be, before the Omni was built, 99.8% of the people entered off the main plaza. Another 2% entered the suite level. No one came in the south doors. If we never opened them, people wouldn't even have noticed. But when this building opened, it changed what we could be. We went from being the center hub of everything that happened around our building to just one of the spokes on the wheel, with Omni being another one.
Wow.
And now, we had to expand the south. We built the plaza, we built a bar over there, double the size of the doors, because about 40% of our people ingress now through that side of the building, and even more egress because they do want to come over here. There's so many offerings on the south side now. It just shows the vision of Mayor Bredesen when he planned the arena with civic furniture, as he called it, and obviously Mayor Dean carried that torch forward by working with the Omni people. It's just been so easy, working with them. It's shared DNA, shared philosophy, great partners, but what they've done for the city is as good as what we've done.
So what are the other two names? We still haven't done the two names.
I don't know if I have this wrong. Then I've been carrying this with me for ever since '97. But
well, I think I know what they are.
Okay, well, Craig Leopold, $95 million to get into the NHL. 12,000 season tickets had to be sold. They met that, which was thought to be impossible.
Yeah.
Predators, Ice Tigers,
yes,
and Edge.
And Edge, his family's Johnson family, so it was the shaving cream.
Okay.
And even though it didn't go with that name, remember the giant columns were painted as Edge spray.
Yes, they were. You actually got a sponsorship out of the deal. No, yeah.
And every time we scored soap on the stairs. pretty fast. Our liability lawyer said, let's stop squirting soap on stairs. We made a lot
What could go wrong?
A lot of lawyers got rich off of the Edge promotion, but yeah, those are the three names. I'm glad we settled on the one we did, though.
See, me too. But you learn things here at Taste of Nashville. If you're new to Nashville, now you know trivia behind the Nashville Predators. Not necessarily one of he was the one that was chosen, but not the only one considered.
There was a saber-toothed tiger found underneath building a bank here. We could go on. Quickly, we have to go, but I wanted to ask you, Sean, moving forward and keeping things fresh, because clearly fans do travel around to different arenas, NHL, NFL, and this is the gold standard. And you continue to freshen up, you continue to invest. The team behind you and the continuity, because I know a lot of people have been there for a long time. I'm still friends with them. I haven't burned every bridge. What that must drive you as well, because the product can only, wins and losses are one thing, but keeping it fresh.
Well, wins and losses are the pulse beat of what we are, but you're not going to become the busiest venue in the world if you're not keeping the building. And when we signed our new 50 or 30-year lease extension on a building that was 20 years old, people say, why are you doing this? Buildings are 30 years old, you tear them down, you build a new one up. So no, great buildings you don't tear down. You keep the memories rolling. You want your granddaughter to see her first game the same place her father did and start talking about those memories. And, I'm not a Red Sox fan. I hate the Red Sox. I hate the Cubs. The Yankees died a little bit in my heart when we tore down the best stadium in the world to build the new one. Fenway Park's special because it's 110 years old. So we looked at it and said, where else would we want to be? If someone came to us and said, here's $2 billion to build the greatest arena ever built, but it can't be on Broadway, we'd laugh and turn it down. So the key to that is invest in the building every year. This summer we put $20 million in the building, bringing the total over the past 10 years to $125 million.
Wow.
Again, the building itself is currently the busiest building in the world, which is amazing.
Well, a new era for the Nashville Predators with Barry Trotz now leading the way and having his understudy and a player. So it's a beautiful tapestry of what the Predators have done. The one thing that we're waiting for, we all are, down Broadway with the Cup.
The greatest, hottest parade we'll ever be a part of will be that one in June when we're celebrating
We'll
the
make
Cup.
sure that it starts near the Omni.
That's
And
right.
then-
It has
and
to
then
be.
works its way.
And I will say my favorite Pred story is I took some kids and they all bought foam fingers. I worked with the little kids at church. They all showed up at church on the front row on Sunday with their foam fingers.
That's
and they
awesome.
Say, Jesus, number one. So
We don't mind
Predators-
playing second fiddle to Jesus.
That's
so.
right. It was Predators number one, and then it was Jesus. And so it's a cool thing. My favorite. I love that story
That's
about
awesome.
the Preds. Thank you for all that you do for our city.
No,
Thank you, Sean.
both. And
Dynamite.
happy birthday, Omni.
Good deal.
Happy birthday, Omni is right. We're going to be right back with more Taste of Nashville.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Beginning January 1, Delta Dental of Tennessee is introducing enhanced benefits for persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
It'll include extra cleaning times for people with special needs, extra time for exams. More importantly, we will create a training program that any dentist office in the state can go online and pick that up.
At Delta Dental, we believe that the quality of oral health care should be accessible and inclusive for all.
At Chapels, we pride ourselves on offering a wide variety of the freshest fruits and vegetables, handpicked just for you. We have a wide selection of the freshest, highest quality meats that will leave your taste buds craving more. Our friendly staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. We believe in treating every customer like family because at Chapels, your family is our family. We've been locally owned and operated for over 60 years. You can visit any of our Chapels locations in Dixon, White Bluff, McEwen, and Centerville.
It's Taste of Nashville. We're having a birthday party, and you can't have a birthday party without cake.
And I'm so close to doing this. And then you're
Everybody's
going to
been
slap
doing
my
that same
hand,
thing.
and I know that.
Beautiful buttercream. It's got actual gold leaf on it.
It
It's
looks
just
great.
amazing.
10 years celebrating Omni Hotel in downtown Nashville, and why not? It's been a fast 10 years, I know that.
I cannot believe it's. I know. I remember what it was like. We're getting an Omni. We're getting an Omni.
That was a big deal.
Yes,
I
it
remember.
was. Yeah. You almost said it right
I know, I
there.
did.
We
Family
got
show.
leather. We got leather coasters
I
because
said it
of
was a
our
family
next
show.
guest.
Oh, leather coasters.
Leather coasters.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna
This
get.
is good. I know. The wheels were going to come off at some point. The over-under was 20 minutes, so we just made it here. But what a guest we have. You talk about colorful personality and colorful heritage. This is Colonel Littleton.
Yeah.
Colonel Littleton in the house.
In the house.
You are the master of leather. You are the creator of heirlooms that we can pass down to our families, correct? And you have a history with the Omni Hotel.
We have a history with the Omni Hotel. Absolutely.
What was the conversation that said Colonel Littleton is going to have a presence in the Omni Hotel? What was that conversation like?
Well, we were talking about it, and I have a good friend, Ron Cook, who is a friend with Todd Rodermail, who's the Omni. And we thought it'd just be neat to have a native Tennessee small town company in the Omni Hotel. And so we actually came down and walked through and picked out our place when it was under construction and where it's going to be, what it's going to be. And so we set it all up, and that was 10 years ago. And, here we are.
You talk about authenticity, keeping that, it has show print, all these things that are uniquely Nashville, Paco Java, that sort of thing, and you kind of led the way. I got to ask you, Colonel, do you still physically make your products, or have you delegated that, or is this still?
I don't personally. We have a manufacturing facility. We have a workshop in Linville where everything's made.
Great.
And they won't let me do any of that. But
It's like what my mom would say when I was young. Well, you can help me by staying out of the kitchen.
That's right. Let me tell you this. See, I work with 43 women every day. Think about that now. 43 women.
Bless you.
Thank you very much. But,
not a bad thing.
But wait a minute. I'm not as dumb as I look now, let me tell you. But I got a sign on the wall down there that says, do you want to speak to the man in charge or the woman who knows what's going on? See, so,
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Perfect. What are some of the things that we can find in your shop here?
Oh, man. We make travel bags. We make briefcases, wallets, belts, suspenders, just a whole line of, products that from, koozies for glasses and cups and desk pads, pillows, make all kinds of stuff.
You know what? One of the things I like personally, because you look at can you get a gift for a colleague or something. I love the leather-bound journals, if you will, for lack of a better. And you have filled some up, I know.
Yeah.
And that is priceless. Writing that's a lost art, but it's something you keep forever, and they're beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I preached that early on. I tell people that anything written down in something will someday be a family heirloom. Because if somebody came to you one day and had a shoebox full of, let's say it was one of your relatives, that had a shoebox full of little notepads that your grandfather had written down in every day, and they said, well, we're going to throw these away unless you want them. Well, man, they're keepsakes. I mean, it's just a little notebooks he wrote his daily routine in. So I love the word heirloom, and I hope our stuff becomes that and people keep it for a long time.
I love that because I'm going to pull one of your quotes.
Okay.
You said, cell phones and digital media, that's not an heirloom. It's not going to be here.
They're not going to be heirlooms.
You're not going to be able to find it. But everything that you create and all of the things that you have really are heirlooms. And you're going to find that year after year after year. And a good leather bag just gets better with age,
Better with
doesn't
time.
it?
And, it's just like what I've got in my pocket. And just, I write my journal, I write my stuff in here all the time. Well, someday, somebody in my family will think that's something to keep, and, it'll be an heirloom. And you don't think about it, but it will be. So that's kind of... I said early on that we're running out of the heirlooms. There's no more pearl handle pistols. There's no more swords. There's no more fountain pens or pocket knives. And so what are you going to do? And so hopefully we create a few.
Well, it's great that you and the Omni hooked up. 10 years goes by quickly,
big,
brother?
big, quick, and we've been blessed to have a great showroom window here for all these years.
Absolutely.
And expose our stuff to all over the world. It does it.
I love the things that you make because they smell so good.
And leather has that, and our leather comes from here in Middle Tennessee too.
Really?
Yes, it's from a local tannery, and we buy the
We just lost all the cow population. Did you know that? Our cow viewership went. Well, don't watch.
And
Did they make something out of chicken? Chicken leather is just not as popular.
Yeah, I know. I just had somebody tell me a while ago, and I loved it. I hear this all the time, that people say we're going through the airport. I have a Colonel Littleton bag, and I have to stop and talk to 3 people before I can get to the plane, telling them about where I got it and why and everything else. So that makes me feel good when I hear that. So
I love
it's a good story.
Well, I know that you're from Linville, and I love Linville because it has the Blackberry Festival, but they're very close proximity to Pulaski. And can I do a shout out to our Pulaski viewers? Yeah. Because we are at Main Street Media, the new owners. It's our brand new newspaper, the Pulaski Citizen. A shout out to all of our Pulaski Citizen and Linville viewers.
And let me tell you, since we're here, Linville population 327, and the definition of a small town is where everybody knows whose check is good and whose husband ain't.
That is brilliant.
Facts of life.
Thank you so much, Colonel. We appreciate you. And I've even taken my sticker and put it on my cup of coffee just so I can have
it. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for your commitment to Nashville. That's fantastic.
We're going to be right back with more of the Happy Birthday Party. 10 years. I'm going to find out about your 10-year birthday, too.
Oh, it has. It does not involve Barbie dolls.
It doesn't?
It does involve dolls, no.
Okay, y'all got to stay tuned.
Yeah, there's a teaser. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Beginning January 1, Delta Dental of Tennessee is introducing enhanced benefits for persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
It'll include extra cleaning times for people with special needs, extra time for exams. More importantly, we will create a training program that any dentist office in the state can go online and pick that up.
At Delta Dental, we believe that the quality of oral health care should be accessible and inclusive for all.
At Chapels, we pride ourselves on offering a wide variety of the freshest fruits and vegetables, handpicked just for you. We have a wide selection of the freshest, highest quality meats that will leave your taste buds craving more. Our friendly staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. We believe in treating every customer like family because at Chapels, your family is our family. We've been locally owned and operated for over 60 years. You can visit any of our Chapels locations in Dixon, White Bluff, McEwen, and Centerville.
Welcome back to a very special Taste of Nashville, celebrating 10 years, 10th year anniversary of the Omni Hotel opening in downtown Nashville. And we remember back when it was, Devon, it was like, we're getting what? We are getting what?
I know.
And my goodness, now it's just, it feels like it's been here 20 years.
Yeah, I never realized before the Omni that you could really go to a hotel just to socialize and go to restaurants and things. And it really changed my whole idea of what hotels were like.
Right, and I know somebody who is very thankful would be the Nashville Conventions and Visitors Corporation.
Yes.
And we have Dina Ivey, who is been there for
26 years.
a long time, and now taking over with Butch Spiriton, which is big footsteps and big. I wouldn't say, but I love Butch. I love Butch.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that you're here,
Thank
and what
you.
an exciting next chapter for the corporation.
Thank you.
It's wild to think how Nashville has changed, but how do you navigate that to create the buzz to get people to come here? I mean, I realize we have things like major TV shows and things like that are certainly helpful, but what's the pitch for Nashville? Let's say there's a big corporation from Japan who wants to have a convention. How would you approach that?
There's so many ways I could answer that question. But, we're so lucky in this city to have so many great assets to promote the Music Seed brand, obviously, is the hook. And that's what we use in everything that we do to market it. But now, you look at Nashville being such a creative community, and we've been able to leverage that into the culinary scene. The dining scene is incredible. And when I first came, it was like Red Lobster, And now we
Nothing against Red Lobster.
nothing against
Red
Cheddar
Lobster.
biscuits are my jam.
Yeah, nothing is out there. I do love those cheddar biscuits.
I'm telling you, right?
But that was, the extent of kind of our nice dining. And now we have so many chef-driven restaurants that are fantastic. We have a good fashion scene. So there's a lot we have to sell.
I just was introducing a songwriter, artist in from Los Angeles at a show that I do, and he had just left Husk, which is a fabulous restaurant here in town, and he was so excited because he got a bologna sandwich at Husk, and I went, he said, but it was not the typical bologna sandwich. It's just like, and I'm going, really? Nashville upped their game.
Yeah.
When-
But that's what's so good about it. We haven't forgotten who we are. So
See,
we still have bologna sandwich. We still have the meat and threes. We have Southern food, barbecue, all those things. But we're mixing it with, higher end stuff too.
I would say, Dina, because you've been involved intimately with the growth of the city and seeing all the great things, and then the challenges or the unintended consequences, just say, of this. Everybody just thinks you just plug and play, and that's simply not true. I mean, there has to be a lot of work behind the scenes. You have to have a great staff, and now that you're taking over this new chapter, the new stadium, fighting some of the growth, too much too soon, whatever. I just have to applaud you for how do you find that balance of we make it look easy, but it ain't easy.
It's a lot of work behind the scenes. And for years, people think that we're just an overnight success in a lot of ways. But Nashville's been like, it's really like 25 years in the making. It's taken a long time to get to where we are. And what we want to make sure is that we don't fall off at the top. We're one of the best destinations in the country, and I'd say in the world. And we don't want to mess that up. So we have to have that balance of the growth and then how to manage the growth. And I think that's where we are right now as a city.
I would say that as you look at the next generation of luxurious hotels, Omni really a pioneer here. You're right. I
Absolutely.
mean, because that led to so many other things. But the Omni can absolutely say, we were here first, dog.
Absolutely. I mean, they were the catalyst. When we were looking at building the convention center, and the one thing that we had said to Mayor Dean was we have to have that anchor hotel.
Yep.
And the Omni was so great to step up, and they were the first ones to take that chance. And we're so thankful that they did. I think we all wish it was bigger because it's been so successful. The convention center's been so successful. But just the growth, you look behind this street, there was nothing. And now all the hotels that have popped up and the restaurants that have popped up. But yeah, they started it.
What do you want to tell locals? Because we do often talk about
Right.
a staycation and staying here at the Omni with the wonderful spa and all the selection of restaurants.
So many restaurants
I know
that
put you
we
on the
can't
spot.
even, I can't even keep up. There's so many I haven't even been to. And then you don't want to miss out on the things that make us authentic, like Third and Lindsley. There are a lot of locals that probably haven't been in years, and it's so great. You know, they have their shows on Monday nights. They have songwriter shows on Saturdays.
Saturday matinee.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's so many great things. Listening room, you know, the songwriter shows.
And
We
the
won't
cool
forget
thing
that.
is that from where we are sitting right here, everything's walking distance, pretty much. I
Everything.
mean, the coolest places, you can go to the Omni and walk to everything, or a quick, 5-minute drive if you decide you don't want to walk. But I mean, it's unbelievable.
Oh, absolutely.
What you can do from here.
I was just talking about that earlier. I was with the CEO of TPAC, and we were talking about what makes Nashville so attractive is our campus that's so compact. So you can stay at the Omni, and you can go to the center, you can go to the arena, you can go to the stadium, and then soon to be the new stadium with all the great events that we're going to have rolling in. So
This being the campus, and I will tell you, just Google 2019 NFL draft and see that was it was New Year's Eve in New York
so
time
good.
on 12. I will say that for the locals, Honky Tonk's great. We know all that. I think the Fifth and Broad, just building that and extending up past away from the river with contemporary different restaurants. It's not all honky tonk.
Right, and it gives you that alternative, like you want to go to a rooftop, you want to go to a rooftop bar, you can go to Fifth and Broad and not be like in the middle of, all the honky tonk stuff. So, yeah.
Well, my favorite thing is when Bar Lines raises that wall to the street, and then people are walking by, and you feel. I mean, when I come in here, I feel like I'm in a vacation, almost in another city. I got here in '86. And trust me, I was part of I worked at McNeil and Associates. It was a real estate company, and that revitalized Second Avenue. There was nothing down here.
Right.
So I've watched it, and way better now. If y'all want to complain and say, we want to go back to the old Nashville,
No, ma'am.
I know sometimes we go, what do you really miss about it?
what I would miss greatly is Bob's Steakhouse that's right here in the Omni with steaks as big as your whole head. I mean, they're
so
amazing.
good, so good.
Well, congratulations on the new gig, and
Thank
it is
you.
what a wonderful. I can't think of a better person at the right time to continue having this city be. I'm not even going to say it city. I don't like that, but to
We don't
have
like
be the
that either.
cosmopolitan, authentic town, and you're going to help it stay that way. So
Thank you
congratulations.
so much. Thank you. And congratulations on Omni. 10th anniversary. That's great.
Well, you're an award-winning personality in your own respect with awards from the Nashville Business Journal and honored by Music City in all sorts of different ways. You are a crown jewel right now heading up our brand. So thank you for
Sweet.
all you do.
Thank you very much. That's very sweet of you.
Have you done it yet? Have you?
Maybe.
We've only talked about it. Hey, we're still going to tease what he did on his 10th birthday party. I'm still
Oh,
kinda
it's
curious.
good stuff. Is this a family show? No, we'll tell you.
You were 10.
Yeah, I was 10. We'll talk about that and much more when we come back.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Beginning January 1, Delta Dental of Tennessee is introducing enhanced benefits for persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
It'll include extra cleaning times for people with special needs, extra time for exams. More importantly, we will create a training program that any dentist office in the state can go online and pick that up.
At Delta Dental, we believe that the quality of oral health care should be accessible and inclusive for all.
At Chapels, we pride ourselves on offering a wide variety of the freshest fruits and vegetables, handpicked just for you. We have a wide selection of the freshest, highest quality meats that will leave your taste buds craving more. Our friendly staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. We believe in treating every customer like family because at Chapels, your family is our family. We've been locally owned and operated for over 60 years. You can visit any of our Chapels locations in Dixon, White Bluff, McEwen, and Centerville.
Happy birthday, Omni Nashville. 10 years, can you believe it? We're going to celebrate with Charles Starks, the president and CEO of Music City Center and the director of sales marketing for Omni Hotels Nashville, Mr. Todd Roedermel. Happy birthday, Omni.
You know, my funny story is that we actually broke ground on the Omni Nashville Hotel on June the 16th of 2011. My first day on the job was April 28th of 11, about 6 weeks before we broke ground. And my first day on the job, I have my Ford F-150 pickup truck. This, where we sit right now, is a parking lot. I pull in the parking lot in my truck and my BlackBerry. I didn't have an office. I didn't have a laptop yet. I didn't have business cards. And so I'm sitting there for about 10 minutes trying to figure out how am I going to get this started. And my first call was from this gentleman right here, Charles Starks. Says, "Hey, Todd, what are you doing?" He said, "I heard you got the Omni job." I'm like, "Yes, sir, I did." He said, "Well, what are you up to?" I'm like, "I'm sitting in the parking lot. I don't have an office. I don't have business cards or a laptop." He's like, "Get over here right now." And he was kind enough to let me have an office and a computer till I got mine in all of May, June, July, August, and September. And we've been connected at the hip ever since.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, you get this vision when you're on the phone, you're talking to this guy, and it's like, you know, his voice is almost, I thought, you know, it's like, he needs a place. You know, how can you sit in your truck downtown? Number one, he's right in the middle of a construction site. How are we going to get this thing built if he's sitting here? So, no, but Todd and I had known each other previously, and so it's, you know, and the good news, I think, for us is, you know, coming from the old convention center and what we had seen and what we knew the need was, you know, and the story we told then is the same story it is today. You know, we had a center that only competed for 20-25% of the national market. So we wanted to build this Music City Center, and the only way this was going to be successful is we had to have a world-class hotel partner. And so Omni comes to, I will say Omni comes to our rescue and has a chance. And then when I hear they've hired Todd, I thought, okay, this thing, let's go have a lot of fun with this. Let's go have some fun. And so maybe the first fun was getting him out of his truck inside the building with us, but.
We did. I mean, I remember back when we were bidding on those conventions, we were in the original convention center, and right next to Charles' office was the boardroom. And, you know, gosh, when the Music City Center was still under construction, we had a shovel in the ground. We were just reeling them in. We were selling conventions left to right. And honestly, I think that those 3 or 4 years were probably the best of my career.
Yeah. Oh, I would agree. I mean, it was just fun. You know, to some degree, you're almost kind of making up the rules, the policies as you go. Because it's like, okay, we got somebody that wants to come do this in a building that's not finished yet, still just under construction, a hotel that hadn't broken ground yet at that point. Oh yeah, sure we could do that. You know, why couldn't we do that? So, no, those were a lot of fun times. And I mean, that'll be, I'd agree with Todd. It's some of the best years of my career. It is the best years of my career. And so I think when we look at what kind of business do we want in Nashville, and let me say, we are very open and welcoming. We want all business if they can, you know, they can be here. And so when we're looking at it, we've been in a fortunate place more recently where fortunately we've had enough demand and all that we can certainly look at business maybe a little differently than we did in 2011. You know, we're trying at that point, when we started looking at it in those days, it's like, okay, we need to get business on the books. We need to get people here to experience this. They can't even come to a hard hat at this point. So what have we got to do creatively to sell the dream? You know, and basically, it goes back to a time when, you know, before the Omni came along, when Mayor Dean made the comment one day, he said, we're trying to convince people to come to a building we've not designed, on land we do not own yet. You know, and so how are we going to get these people to come in here? And so I think it was a big leap of faith for some of our customers. Some of those are still our very, very dear customers today. Then you fast forward to more recent years. I mean, what's the right mix for the city? I mean, we want a group that gets in here. What's a good fit for the hotels? What's a good fit for the building that we're looking at? And, you know, and we're fortunate. We've been, other than the pandemic years, we've always been profitable as a convention center. That's unheard of basically in our industry. But I will tell you, it starts with partnerships. Partners with our hotel community, partners with the suppliers here in the city, partners with the union here that provides a lot of labor for us, and then partnerships and relationships with our customers. And the good thing is, guys like Todd and I and a lot of other folks, we've been here a long time. And, you know, and so they're coming in 10 years later as we celebrate the 10th year of the Omni. And they're coming in here and they're saying, okay, here are guys that have been here since day one. They told us this is what's going to happen. It did happen. So we have a lot of confidence in them. Now, one of these days, he and I'll head off into the sunset, and we hope that we've built that, along with all of our teams, that it's, that we continue to see that success in the future. But it starts with great partnerships, and we've certainly had a phenomenal partnership with the Omni.
And I think we're very fortunate in Nashville because we are a very collaborative community with all of the hotels. I mean, when the Music City Center opened in May of 13, we only had about 600 rooms south of Broadway. So a citywide convention back then constituted about 1,200 rooms on peak night. Now, to put it in perspective, since we opened our doors in September of 13, there have been a little over 10,000 new hotel guest rooms that have opened within 10 blocks of us. Mm-hmm. And now, I think our peak night, we're looking for groups of 3,000 rooms or more peak nights. So the demographics has changed, and back then when we were negotiating, we just didn't know what we didn't know, but I think we're kind of good at what we do now.
Absolutely. I will say I think if we went to look back in hindsight and say, what should we have done better? And this will be for me to say that is, I wish the Omni was bigger. I wish we would have had more rooms in the market. I think Omni would concur with that comment that It should have been a bigger hotel because we've seen such demand. But think back to when we're doing this. We're just coming out of a recession. Here's Omni taking a leap of faith to come to Nashville, Tennessee, and build at that time an 800-room hotel on a center that's under construction. And it's like, it took a big leap of faith from Omni. And so we really appreciate that. And we don't ever forget that as we were. Now, we're going to be like brothers sometimes too. We may arm wrestle every once in a while over something, and that's all good because then we can go later after that and settle our differences. But those actually are very limited differences. Yeah, we're all rowing in the same way here.
Yes, I would say we're having builder's remorse. Do I wish we were 1,200 rooms? Yes, but back when we broke ground, we were still in the financial crisis, and we didn't know what we didn't know. Would it succeed? Would it be a lost leader? And I think that this destination has taken off beyond anybody's wildest expectations.
Oh yeah, if you look at the side, Sobro side now of Nashville, and you look at it when we were looking at the site here back in 2007 and 8, and you look at what that looked like. I had a photo for a long time that showed the site outline that we're going to build a convention center on. And what you looked at, you take that same picture today, and you see it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 additional structures that are up on the south side of Broadway. So don't talk about what's on the north side of Broadway, that you can see from that same angle if we took that photo today. And so did anybody see that come? If they did, I'd have bought some land. Okay, let's just be clear. I'd probably be somewhere on a golf course right now if I'd have bought some of that land. And
I'd be your caddy.
Yeah, instead of chatting, but did not see that happen, that's for sure.
It's been a great ride.
Yeah, it has been a great ride. And we're just getting started, good man. 10 years, we're just getting our sea legs under us. Yeah, we're looking forward to the future, so.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Beginning January 1, Delta Dental of Tennessee is introducing enhanced benefits for persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
It'll include extra cleaning times for people with special needs, extra time for exams. More importantly, we will create a training program that any dentist office in the state can go online and pick that up.
At Delta Dental, we believe that the quality of oral health care should be accessible and inclusive for all.
At Chapels, we pride ourselves on offering a wide variety of the freshest fruits and vegetables, handpicked just for you. We have a wide selection of the freshest, highest quality meats that will leave your taste buds craving more. Our friendly staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. We believe in treating every customer like family because at Chapels, your family is our family. We've been locally owned and operated for over 60 years. You can visit any of our Chapels locations in Dixon, White Bluff, McEwen, and Centerville.
It's Taste of Nashville, and we're continuing the Omni's 10th birthday celebration, and we have a very special guest.
Yeah, a guy that knows and has seen downtown transform with the Omni coming here 10 years ago. He dates back far, but well, I don't know how far back, we're going to find out. But Tom Turner, the Downtown Partnership nonprofit, trying to help kind of be a liaison to help people and have the livability of downtown and also have the commercial success as well. Tom, thank you for your time.
Sure, glad to be here.
10 years, Omni, that flew for you, huh?
It did fly, actually. I was thinking about it and walking through here pre-opening with Dan Piotrowski and Todd Rodermel, and then it opened and really felt all along like, is this really Nashville? And you know, it's connected to the convention center and to the Hall of Fame, and they're like inextricably linked, and you can't imagine one without the others now.
Right.
And 10 years later, I'll walk through the lobby and I feel the same way. Is this really Nashville?
It feels like, it still feels brand new, and
does.
it's still exciting to walk in those doors, isn't it?
It is.
So I have a history of downtown Nashville. I was looking to live. Did you ever live in the corridor here? I know you're a country girl, Louisiana, moved to Lebanon area, right?
Well, now, but when I moved from New York City, I moved to Music Row.
Okay, well,
I was Music Row, and I went
then,
there. Yeah, it was very different then. It was kind of scary to some people. I said, "Look, I moved from Hell's Kitchen. What could scare me?" You know, it was perfect for me. I loved the energy. I loved being in my 20s and being close to downtown. And I would take the trolley. Remember the Music City trolley? I would get on the trolley and come downtown.
Oh my goodness! So you were adjacent. I moved downtown in 2001 before it was cool. Then they kicked me out in 2006. Said you weren't cool enough. But just talk about the change in trying to find the balance between having thousands of now apartments and condominiums versus just having an entertainment district and retail. Finding that balance and making people feel comfortable, it's a delicate dance. It can be.
It is. It's a challenge, but it's an opportunity too. I mean, if you think about it, we have live, work, play environment like probably no other city in the U.S. Certainly no other city our size, where people really live, work, and play next door to each other. And it's been that way really since the turn of the century. It sounds like a long time ago. But we changed our zoning code for residential then, and then residential started to happen. So in addition to the entertainment and the workforce, now we have people that live here on a regular basis. And it's 17,000 now. When you were here, in 2001, we were 1,920 people in 2001. We could count them. And now we count them using Placer AI, cell phone data. So we're 17 on the way to 24 with what's under construction. So we have 24,000 people living here in just 2 years.
I know several musicians that moved here and they were working downtown anyway that said, you know what, I'm just going to live downtown and I'm going to sell my vehicle because I don't need it. And I never thought that there would be a Nashville like that, but we really are that. Now, live, work, play, and now you add invest to what we do with the Downtown Partnership. Tell me a little bit about adding the investment part of that.
Well, the investment's a key piece, right? We've tracked it for the last 20 years. We certainly seek out additional investment that focuses on live, work, play. Because it enhances the environment for everybody that's here. It's beneficial to the county as a whole, to the region, and to the state. Downtown Nashville provides 19% of the sales tax for the entire county and 12% of the property tax. So downtown is helping to fund the county with the investment that goes on here. And everyone in the county and the region also gets to take advantage really of the opportunities here.
Just what are some of you think about Downtown Partnership, you can kind of in your head think about, but let's put more specifics to that. What's the workflow look like, and what do you think is the mission, or what people should know the mission of Downtown Partnership? Because they see people in the yellow shirts perhaps, but they don't get it.
Well, our core purpose is to make downtown Nashville the compelling urban center in the Southeast in which to live, work, play,
And invest.
And so everything that we do that can make that more attractive and more enjoyable really is what we work on. You mentioned the yellow shirts. Our ambassadors, we have more than 50 cleaning ambassadors. We have more than 50 safety ambassadors. And they interact with people, whether they're from Brentwood in Los Angeles or Brentwood in Williamson County, and really just to help make everyone's experience more enjoyable. We pressure wash 7 days a week. We clean 18 hours a day. The landscaping that you see on Korean Veterans Boulevard, just outside our window here, we do that. And a number of other things, tracking all the social media for downtown, pushing information out to local residents, as well as visitors from near and far. And it's a great place to do this type of work because Nashville's so open and so exciting.
This is a crazy question, and this was a rumor, and so I got to ask you. You were talking about everything smelling good. Do you spray perfume downtown?
It's possible. We've done that.
See, I thought it was a rumor, and I had to ask. Okay,
He didn't confirm it. He just said it could be a possibility.
What's the scent of Nashville?
Well, it depends on what we can get. There are also these what's called a balm, and a balm will go in and neutralize some of the odors in certain places, right? Because we have a older storm and sewer system downtown,
right?
And we're in a very low spot and flat spot next to the river. So sometimes in the heat of the summer and other times of the year, that smell will accumulate and continue to grow, if you will. And so you can drop a balm in there, which will neutralize a lot of the smell. And then whatever we can pick up, we use citrus oil, we use lavender oil, and we use mint.
See, I'm fascinated by this. I know it smelled a little bit like I was smelling, because I was, an essential oil sales girl. So I was like going,
well played.
Doesn't it smell like citrus lemon? It's like, I smell that. It's like orange oil. Yeah.
Sometimes you can smell it, and sometimes it just will blend in with the smell, and it's not unappealing or appealing, either one. And sometimes the mint or something will be like, you can say, what is that? Who has a lifesaver in their mouth?
What does Nashville smell like? A wintergreen lifesaver. That's what we smell. Now, thank you for all you do. Sure. Those are the little details that people don't know that someone's looking out for them. And you are. It's Tom, you guys. Tom's looking out for us. He's got our back.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Yeah,
Definitely.
That's fantastic. That's good.
Okay, finally, 10th birthday.
I had a summer birthday, so I didn't have my locker decorated and get the cupcakes at school. And so, but my mother got me a doll, but it was the Batman doll. So I felt like I kept my, right, that's okay. So it was a doll. And Robin came along with him because he doesn't go anywhere without Robin. So, but yeah, that was my 10th birthday.
Did you have a party?
I did. Yeah, I did. It was we had a pool, and so my parents built a pool. So they didn't do it because we were rich. Trust me, they had pedal cars, but they did it so that they would know who their kids were with, and we would be the house to gather. I only learned about that years ago. I go, why? They go, no, we didn't like a pool. We did because they would all come to our house. I thought
that's very
true.
smart.
Yeah, that was good. Good
smart.
parenting. All right. And by the way, my dad's still parenting. He's 91, still parenting. Still called my dad the other day asking for advice. But how do I get that smell out of my closet? And he said, get me some wintergreen smell. No, I'm just kidding. What a fun show.
I know.
We just covered kind of 10 years of Nashville and got to walk down memory lane. And you and I were here to, it's just fascinating how well this city continues to grow. Yes, there's challenges, but between the urban living and the downtown commercial and keeping it fresh for locals and the Omni Hotel, 10 years old.
And it was the piece that catapulted into the right kind of growth.
It will always have that legacy. There's no doubt about it. Well done.
Big thank you to Omni. My 10th birthday. Can we get that? My 10th birthday was just Shakey's Pizza and a roller rink.
Woohoo! Mom loved you.
Yeah, I know. We're not bringing them to our house because we don't ever want them to come over. None of them. I've met your friends.
That's so
Can't
funny.
hide money.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, you guys, thank you so much for being with us. Happy birthday, Omni.
Yep. It's been a blast. See you
I
next
got
time.
one more.
Okay. That cake, not me.
Yeah, we're gonna cut the cake. Bye, everybody.